Okay, what's good, everyone? I am sitting in my car right now, and hopefully the AC isn't too loud, because if it is, I probably have to redo this voice recording, and I don't really want to do that. But yeah, anyway, the topic of discussion is Adam Warlock with Powerbacks. Could he be used for Alliance War? And, I bet there's people out there going, Powerbacks are unrealistic. Well, in Alliance War in Tier 1, you are sometimes expected to use a Powerback because it does make a lot of fights safer, a lot quicker, and if they end quicker, you are prone to make less mistakes. You can finish the fight and get in and out of there really quickly. So yeah, I just hopped into 6.4.5, the Adaptoid chapter, starting off with this X23 with Lionheart, and I'm still talking and she's already dead. And yeah, I couldn't really show off the power back right there because of how much damage he just did. So yeah, one SB2 was enough to finish like a 170k health pool. At least this is from a rank 4 Adam Warlock. So yeah, alright, and then I'm just going to continue doing this path, the Lionheart path. And then next up we have this Darkhawk right here. And his AI for this run here, it kind of messed me up a little bit, but then I wanted to retry and get my revenge on him, and I utterly destroyed him and wiped him off the face of the planet. So you'll see that later. Here, this is some sloppy gameplay, but what I wanted to show off here was, even with the knockdown, if you knock down Darkhawk, he triggers his auto block phase. I forgot what it's called, but it's pretty annoying. There I got clipped. I'm trying to hit him into his block, but he just light intercepts me. Yeah, and then I'm still trying to get him to block, because that's how you trigger the unblockable. And yeah, I'm of course gonna make a rotation video, probably very soon. Here I throw off the SP2, and after knocking him down, it triggers his auto block for his shield mode. That's what you call it. And yeah, something I noticed, if the opponent has a stun on their specials, it's actually kind of bad for him because he's not like stun immune during this, since you're still able to stun him. Okay, I got distracted there, but yeah, that's him with Powerbacks. This is the rerun I wanted to do. And what happened here was I couldn't even trigger his unblockable because of how fast I killed him. But yeah, I also wanted to mention he has true damage. So what that does is it completely ignores all forms of resistances. I've tried this on Resistor earlier, and yeah, he bypasses it. His damage isn't gimped. So, and with not Adam. Yeah, look at this destruction. I couldn't even get off another special there. But yeah, with Darkhawk having the shield phase, he actually has like increased armor, so you're gonna do less damage when that is active. But with true damage, Adam Warlock doesn't care and just absolutely destroys him. You see his damage isn't gimped up there at all. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. But I still want to continue talking about potential war usage. I'm not sure where you would use Adam Warlock on the war mat, although he does have a really long and strong quadruple immunity with his stasis pod that you can manually trigger only once per fight, but you can do that at the very start of the fight, and most likely you can kill the opponent with it still being active for a very long time. So possibly could be used on Hazard Shift, and I forgot the note number for the Hazard Shift on Boss Island, but he probably would be good for that depending on the defender. But yeah, Adam Warlock to me seems more of a Battlegrounds champion. He absolutely destroys that kind of health pool. For Alliance War, if there's trickier nodes, I'm not sure how viable he would be. So, but yeah, and yeah, you could check out this Angela fight. It's pretty funny too. And okay, so if I could go over one rotation that I like to use is the SP2 Fury. And how do you trigger that is when you get your combo thing to 30 with the meter, that's hitting the opponent and then triggering that meter to 30, it will grant you a Fury buff, and that's when I like to throw the SP2. So you get a really nice increase of damage along with the SP2, and it nukes opponents. Yeah, and for this fight, this is another fight that isn't really good for Adam Warlock, because if the opponent has some sort of unstoppable, that kind of messes with your unblockable. And if you get hit, or if you try to punch into the, yeah, that's still getting hit. You get punished for hitting them when they're unstoppable, Jesus. And yeah, you can see that SP2 just gets me back to an SP3. And yeah, I also wanted to say, like, could he be like the next Corvus? Which initially I thought he could be because of how much he crits off the SP2 and how fast he could get, or how should I say it? How fast he can cycle these specials. But the thing with Corvus is he has a hidden power drain on his SP2, and Adam Warlock doesn't have anything like that. So if you push the opponent to an SP3, which I do in some fights, you have no way of stopping him unless you kill him with your SP3, if you get that off quick enough. And there is a slight problem. If you don't throw your SP3 quick enough and Adam Warlock enters his stasis pod during his SP2, and you shoot the opponent to an SP3, you will most likely die because the stasis pod, it doesn't stop any damage from the SP3. And I've done that, and it doesn't go well. But yeah, and you could just see how quick these fights end, and the SP3 just finishes them off. It's super overkill. But yeah. And I also wanted to talk about where he stands in the Cosmic class. So day one, my first impressions, I was thinking he's along the lines, he could be like top 5, but I'm not sure if I'd even put him there. Like, if you compare him, so the Cosmic champs in top 5 are, okay, I don't even need to talk about Hercules. His face is on like the Mount Rushmore of best Cosmics, or even best champs of the game. I don't need to discuss anything about Herc. But the other champs that are like on par with him, if not better than Adam Warlock, are Galen, Hulkling, and CGR. These guys CGR just ends fights quicker. He probably finishes fights way faster than any of the other Cosmics I've just mentioned. And Hulkling and Galen are both power drain immune, with Galen being nullify immune. So Adam Warlock doesn't have that piece of utility, and I don't think he's as good as those two either. So, and then I also thought about Null, because Null has so much utility. He obviously doesn't outdamage Adam Warlock, but I use him occasionally on my diss track path in AQ, and I'm like, yeah, there's no way Adam Warlock could do this. But, you know, apples to oranges, you can't really compare them in that department. So, but if you are going to like compare Cosmics, I don't think Adam Warlock might not have as much utility as Null, but he easily outdamages him. So yeah, I do feel like Adam Warlock is slightly overhyped, but I feel like he's a perfect addition to the Cosmic class. He's not like super broken, but that's because of rebalancing exists, and I think he's fine currently. You know, the whole reason rebalancing is a thing is because Herc exists, and yeah, thanks to that, rebalancing is a thing now. And for Adam Warlock, he does have some flaws to him. It's not like a designer flaw, he has some limitations and some weaknesses. You know, unstoppable, like I mentioned earlier. If someone's like hitting you, you can't lose your unblockable charges and stuff. And okay, there I went for like a knockdown and immediately dash in, and that didn't really work out because apparently Guillotine has a faster wake up. And also here, if they have a miss and they're not throwing specials, you could easily lose your unblockable combo, and you'd have to wait for that to refresh. So yeah, but this fight goes well. You can see how fast he just goes down. Yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, his damage is really good. And if your opponent, you know, isn't playing into you, and you've already used your manual stasis pod, and they still don't go after you, then of course you're gonna lose out on some damage. And yeah, right here, okay, so I went into Realm of Legends initially to test out the power back. I had a power back from Alliance where I was using Hulkling, not Adam Warlock for, it was a shocker on pass 7 with protection. It was a pretty scary fight. I did think Adam Warlock could potentially work for that, but I found Hulkling to be much, much, much safer. Just because, you know, there's so many things you have to worry about when you're using Adam Warlock. At least maybe for now, it is like what, maybe day 3 of me using him now. But yeah, this gameplay is like day 1 Adam Warlock me. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah, that damage is just amazing. Oh, one more thing. If you haven't seen my 6 Fury Adam Warlock video, here's a quick disclaimer. He is bugged, actually, so what happens is his SP3 grants him a Fury, but he's not supposed to gain multiple. He's only limited to 1 Fury. It doesn't stack. But somehow I'm able to do it, and my damage is just super insane. You could just keep ramping it and ramping it. The Fury isn't infinite, so it will fall off eventually. But you could get, like, you know, what I did. I got 6 Furies and absolutely nuked Star-Lord in, like, 3 minutes, which was pretty awesome. And yeah, like, even my mediums were hitting the damage, 50k damage cap, and that was insane. But yeah, even with Powerbacks and such a large health pool right now, it still feels really good. But yeah, and I think that's about it. That's all I have to say for this video. And yeah, I just kind of went on a random rant. There's no script right now. I'm on my lunch break and it's about to end in like 20 minutes. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Take care and goodbye. Oh, one more thing. To answer the question about Adam Warlock and War is, for my final verdict, well, not my final, but okay, let's call it initial verdict. I'm not sure still. Someone has to try it. It might not be me because I'm asked to put him on defense. But I don't think he might be too good for War. I don't know where to use him, so he probably won't be used in War, but who knows? Someone out there might do it, and I'd like to see it. But yeah, those are my thoughts.